very, very soon.
We're going to get a underwater point of view. So for the viewers, one way to control your character better to not hit the mines underwater is to either play an action cam or zoom in your camera all the way when you're under there, so you can see more clearly if you're on the same level, vertically and horizontally as the mines.
And here they go.
Oh, here we
Do
go.
we see
Every
an
inch
action camera POV?
Oh, he's just doing it.
Actually, a white metal portal device from the warrior, navigating very nicely through the bombs. And on the other side,
Very
we
smooth,
also
actually.
see the thief portaling everyone. Also a little bit of stealth, pulling with Malik's, and big burst power damage. Warrior
really
X5
quick.
opener. And already portaling everyone up to instantly do all for the consoles. The door is already open. Rev contact stuff 4. Very, very nice. Are we going to see some nice pulls? Yes, Reaper, Spectral Grasp already on the room where the time gets started.
And the Renegade is ready for the Malik's pull on the second set of ads immediately.
Yeah,
this
Mesmer
is so
focus
clean.
pull and Malik's big stability road as well to just like ignore all the AoEs. Every inch matters actually did end up messing up the skip, I believe, so they are opting to just run through normally rather than redoing
that's
it.
where the social awkwardness is bad.
Yeah, very, 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 very unfortunate. On the other side, again, Malik's pulls. We actually see Horik nearly killing our poor Rev, putting so much effort into the pulls. Honestly, even if anyone wants to go downstate, it wouldn't really matter that much. Every inch man is now in the second for console room. The warrior actually ends up going downstate. I'm not sure he actually activated the console before doing that. It does get rest bannered by the NPC, I believe.
Well, the magic cleared, but now they're at the long ad phase, whilst LARS has actually made it into the final boss of the fractals. So it's already more or less at that point going to get done here. So everything matters. Yeah, they're gonna have to try and make up something in the next fractal now. Far behind to catch up here.
But stuff with LARS would have to wipe to this last boss for every inch matters to come back. And even then, I think that they'd be able to make up.
Very nice damage from Stuck with LARS. The Yasura stood no chance. And now, of course, every inch man is stuck in this little time gate minigame. So there really isn't that much they can do. They just gotta kill the odds and hopefully their pool's already clean. But Stuck with LARS is now on the golems already. They are just deleting this. It's over. It's done.
They pulled that last golem in and cleaved it with the second last one. And
I cannot even
stood on the
speak.
road. Yeah, they just stood on the road to stip to like face tank the lasers to not get knocked down or stunned.
Because every inch matters now. Finally, almost done. Well, not even almost. The problem with this room here is it's such a long phase. That if you don't get through to this quickly, you more or less stay behind. Unfortunately, it was the social awkwardness that got them there with the mini puzzle over there. So a little unfortunate for them. They're actually going to make it now.
We can also see like how much longer it takes every inch matters to clear these ads compared to Stuck with LARS. Every group that spawned got insta pulled and cleaved with Stuck with LARS.
Yeah,
but there's ads that are out in the middle of nowhere for every inch matters.
Don't underestimate the Reaper pull, guys. Reaper has a lot of cleave. Spectral Grasp is really good pull. Of course, they do have Tempest for cleave. They do have DH Great Sword 5. But yeah, they just pulled. They had a better they had a better like strat when it comes to actually execution with pulls and everything. Oh, they don't do any damage. Nice debuff on the ads.
I would bet the Reaper probably takes Greatsword here as well. And
yeah, Greatsword pull. Yeah, that's actually huge. Like stuff like that. We'll probably see a lot of teams actually do that in the future as well. That sacrificing maybe a lot of personal DPS to make strats go better and faster just by pulling the odds together. We actually saw this in one of the previous fractals. We saw this in Molten Boss. Other teams had so many pulls, and even if they've sacrificed a lot of personal DPS, portaling and pulling was so much better than just not pulling the odds together. So yeah, very, very nice execution from Stuck with LARS. Apparently they don't need Rule, so Rule is actually benched forever now. And every inch matters is now on the first golem of the last phase. Yeah, congratulations, Stuck with LARS. They win the first game.
Very much with ease here, and 2 minutes 40 seconds clear time there. Actually, very impressive time there. There we go. Every inch matters. Slowly, surely going to clear this now in a bit. Yeah, they have to make up for it somehow in the next one, and we'll see. Otherwise, it could be 2-0, and they hit to the lower bracket here. Struggling a little bit, as I think Cody, something you pointed out was that being able to chain and group up mobs faster together is just going to maybe set some teams apart here. Being able to clear all of that compared to, as you've seen here, the struggle on the single ad. There you go.
I also saw that the warrior there, he was at about 6 or 7 might for the entire last phase there. So the Tempest is definitely the might source, but I think the social awkwardness makes it a lot harder for everyone to get the might, because you have to stand basically inside the fire overload to get the might. So it's quite difficult to get it when you have social awkwardness.
And Bella gets his wish. Sung Kwai Peak.
Also, want to point something out for confusion, upcoming very soon. The delay in the top left of the POVs is actually very relevant here. Just because you see a team being further ahead, it doesn't mean that they're actually winning. So keep that in mind. And here we go.
Yeah. As you can notice also in the delay, like the teams almost instantly go once it hits 0. That's because it accounts for their stream delay on their side. But they're both in the same competitive guild. They both see that go immediately, so it should be fine.
Oh, that's what the hammer was for.
Yeah, the hammer is for some wicked strats. Also, you might have one of the streams unmuted, MM. So
one of the streams unmuted.
Yeah, there seems to be some audio issues.
Oh, yeah, I'm actually. Not sure how that's working, because audio was never set up on either of these streams.
Seems to be a TV in the background.
Maybe Cody.
Wow. No, I don't have any background noise.
Yeah, no, it's not on our side.
Slavic language, someone said.
It's not on
first
my
the
end.
first.
Anyways, the
first boss for
yeah.
every inch matters. Stuck with LARS is actually already done with it nearly. These bosses are kind of like every single one of these bosses is kind of going to be an introduction of what the end boss actually is. We can see.
This actually reminds me of how some of the raid bosses were also similar like that. Like you got to meet a pre-event that showed you the mechanics of that boss. So I like that they.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens in Wing 1. We can actually see that apparently Stuck with LARS is like basically the first time they're doing this in normal mode or something like that. But they probably still know how it works. We can see the Rev just skipping through everything with his big port.
He got a little bit cocked there by the knockdown, but he actually stun broke it with reposting shadows quite quickly. So
ooh, big good. GG to port ahead.
I'm very behind actually here. Every inch matters clearly a bit slower on this boss. I mean, I'm gonna go well for them. The rest of this again is a lot of wait time and downtime, which is kind of annoying with this fractal. But again,
I see why they brought the Soul Beast here. The change the wall pack to work on structures that just made Stuck with LARS delete that rock.
Yeah, that died very, very fast. You don't normally see the rock die so quickly. So that's actually very, very good. I wonder if they actually tested it after the updates, or they just assumed it would work.
They
They
have
must
to
test it.
practice.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely
strategy.
tested it, but
Yeah.
I wonder if they actually thought about it before practicing. Because I don't see every inch matters using it. Yeah, they did actually recently fix on like most bosses. Actually, portaling now between groups. We can actually, yeah, we can see the Malik's pull coming into play here, just like it did in Netherblade. Very, very clean pulls and fast kills. And
and the Rev is staying in combat to. So he stayed in combat before taking the portal to pull energy in Malik's, so he could use the pull twice in a row there. That was pretty big.
that's very, very big strats. Now we have Fury of the Mountain. Fun fact about this boss, it actually gets Fury. Nice roleplay there. And yeah. There's mechanics of the boss, again, they are a way to introduce you to the end boss, so it's not too dangerous or anything. But hopefully no one dies to the big bad rock. Every inch matters is now approaching the rock, just like LARS actually burst down with the big soul beast from Wolfpack shared earlier. Sure, the amount that it dies so fast.
Yeah, it gets exposed in the second and third phases, so
Feels bad.
LARS is just insta bursting it during that. They're not wasting any exposed time.
Ooh, see Thief Trap. Mega burst damage.
And they're gonna get through here in advance. Yeah, it should be.
Ooh, every inchman is actually struggling a little bit to the rock. The rock is getting them. They actually have 3 people dead. And it is on... Oh, yeah, they do actually decide to reset. Lack of boons and just like general group support will make it way slower with 2 people than just resetting. Oh, it actually doesn't even go back to full HP. I did not actually remember that. So yeah, resetting is definitely the right play here. Yeah, that's how much I have done normal mode as fractal as well.
It turns out, yeah, that the tether that attaches to you in that phase, it teaches you a mechanic on the final boss, right? But whenever we usually do it as a rec, the tether doesn't matter, and it never reaches 10 stacks. But in T4, it'll reach 10 stacks very easily, and it'll do a lot of damage to you and everyone around you. So that's what every inch matters wiped to there.
There you go. After finally completing the long tie log, they're actually finally going to make it through.
Those burning stacks from the elementals have always done so much damage. This might actually be like a wipe condition for some teams if they're not ready for it. But I mean, will definitely not be for these teams, especially because every inch madness does actually have the Tempest for those nice cleanses. The HSF2. And yeah, every LARS is now going to be waiting for the very nicely animated bridge to actually go into the end boss, which we are somewhat familiar with. Of course, in normal mode, the giant AoEs that force you to spread away from your teammates are very, very cute small AoEs instead, so that it will actually allow more people to stay close in melee range to do more damage. So the boss actually will be dying pretty quickly.
I should get this in just maybe, what do you guys want to call it? 7 minutes, 40 seconds. That's what I'm going to go for.
First phase is going.
It'll take longer than that. I think it'll be like 8 minutes and 10 seconds or so. Oh, yeah, actually, it's even longer. Yeah, no, wait. There's a hard time gate.
Yeah, there is. Okay, so there is a lot of downtime in normal mode, even in the fire phase. So, actually, very interesting about this fractal normal mode in CM is that these AOE. I mean, I would kind of think that it's the opposite. But in CM, these AOEs are actually better telegraphed than the normal mode, for some reason.
It used to be telegraphed in the normal as well. I think it's just bugged actually.
Nice.
And they never fixed it.
Bugs exposed on stream.
Well, that's right. How would we even know?
We actually see every inch method. The Tempest, I believe, is actually fully dead.
Oh yeah, they also didn't break the Fury. They're not at 66%. So that second phase took a much longer time for them compared to stuck with LARS.
They're having a little bit of trouble, but the boss should die pretty quickly. There is no there's no prot to strip or anything. The instabs are not extremely annoying. Actually, funnily enough, I guess Stockwell LARS doesn't really care if there is protection to strip or not, because the Renegade is going to be wicked running Malix just for the pulls anyway, so might as well. Here we have the tether mechanic coming back. No one fell in the hole after Fury the Mountain, actually. But I'd like to see someone just fall in the hole and get stuck there. Happened to me once. Very
That'd be
cringe.
unfortunate. But they're now in that long dialogue phase. And by the time they're done with the dialogue, this should be over for Stuck with Lars.
Yep. They're gonna break bar here, insta break it, and probably kill her out on the edge.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's no way to deal with the time gates. So, well, not that we know of yet. Anyway, maybe someone will find a way in the future. But yeah, Stuck with Lars is actually done, as the deer roleplay is actually,
Yeah.
you know, giving every inch matters.
Well, do we even
Big
want
time
to?
loss.
Would we want to continue? Because there's another 4-ish minutes.
It's probably gonna be like a 3-minute difference.
There we go. 908.
908. That was very fast. 100 CM.
Yeah.
100 normal mode rather.
Yeah, they're actually going to end.
We will not actually see a CM because every inch matters actually does go to the lower bracket now. So Stuck with Lars, congratulations on moving on. And very nice strats. As I said, maybe they don't need roll after all.
Well, I mean,
Is Lars playing guard for them? That would be pretty interesting because Rule, I imagine, would be their guardian player. Playing his role. Well, you can see every bench matters is just finishing the boss just for the fractal and just.
They want their loot, you know.
Might as well.
They just sat through the entire role play. They might as well get a little bit of extra encryption, you know.
Audio fixed. Yeah, I guess there was some one of which I muted one of their streams. I guess it wasn't, but weirdly enough it was actually on. So I fixed whatever the audio was. there was
some tennis commentary in the background.
I was like trying to hear it. Like I turned up everything. I was like, I don't hear it. And then I checked their sources. One of their streams was not muted on my end.
Hey, look, guys, we give you more than just the Fractal tournament as content. Like, you can listen to television in a different language at the same time, right? Like, you should be happy about that.
We gave you news content from, I don't even know what language it was.
2-in-1 deal, yeah.
Well, it's gonna take a while, but I'm going to prep the next teams as they're finishing up this Fractal and get them ready to go immediately. So we got, next up, we actually have Mystic Waffles versus Blizzard Ravens.
Ooh.
This is nice, actually. When we have a gap like this, there's something to watch while we set up the next teams.
I think it might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Warriors food ran out. Exposed.
Oh, no. Malnourished. It doesn't even have a utility on.
Is the imposter. I found the second one. Yeah, they actually fixed one wolf pack in one of their... Well, they fixed it twice in 2 of the recent patches. So it now affects more structures than it used to. Well, I mean, it was always supposed to, but they actually fixed it. So it now works on bosses like Conjure Amalgamate and Raids, or that rock that we saw in the somewhat big fractal earlier. So very, very nice to use, giving one wolf pack to the entire group for big burst damage.
Alright, well, we got the stream set up for Mystic Waffles and Team Raven, actually. And funny enough, listen, Skinny's playing for Blizzard Raven. Got an SC player here. Will they take the win? All Skinny Sims raise their hand. Oh.
Skinny.
What do you think? Does SC take this tournament win and basically guarantee not only Hardstuck Raiding Party, but Hardstuck Mistlock Madness?
I mean, as far as I know, SC members don't want to be related to Skinny in any way, as they have recently mentioned on the competitive Hardstuck Discord that you guys should definitely join if you want to see a little bit of insight and conversations between hardcore players.
Oh, it's been kind of
Also be
spicy the
involved
last,
in this.
like, what, 4 days? Yeah. I mean, that's like BR is SC exactly. Calling out one player.
Yeah, those are SC members trying to just get as far away as possible, as Skinny as possible. Like, yeah, they don't want to be associated with him in any way, right? Understandable, honestly, but
Oh, yeah.
he is indeed streaming.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
He's jumping around, being wicked, sword 2 on his renegade. Human female.
All right. Well, we have. They're just about to end this phase. I'm actually gonna roll the wheel as soon as they are done. Just
Yeah, I mean, you can just change POVs. It's fine. Let's go to the wheel. Let's move on
the wheel.
to the
Let's
next
see.
game. We're about to start in just a couple seconds. Let's see who does the big. What is Kenny doing? Stop browsing the jump store, dude. You're about to play the game, man.
They actually start off right now. Mr. Waffle actually with a very slow delay. It gets the rev. It just gets yeeted off immediately, and off they go now.
Oh, that was so close. He nearly got yeeted a second time. He doesn't actually have an Atari bubble here, so he isn't stealth. Stealth actually does run out.
Ooh,
He just has to go for it anyway.
Yeah.
It's actually, he ends up dying. Someone actually apparently DC'd or left a fractal anyway. Not sure what's up with that, but Blizzard Ravens are already up. One of the champions glitched out and teleported, unfortunately, but that's okay. And yeah, they are just going to be cleaving both of them together. It does seem that the Reaper is actually staying Reaper. It might be maybe playing Condi Reaper. I'm not exactly sure. Because they did actually fix field priority, so Condition Reaper actually does a lot of damage now. They might be playing Condi Reaper with Epidemic maybe, but yeah, these champions are just melting. Boonstrip is there, even though they are playing a condition comp, so the protection is not gonna matter too much, but you still get some value from the power damage. Mystic Waffle is actually jumping up right now. They do have the Ventari bubble now. They actually did lose a player. I'm not sure it's just a visual bug on his POV, but I'm pretty sure that they're actually formatting this right now.
Yeah. What I could do is actually check on another point of view.
They also have a dead player as well.
Like the stream.
As
that
is
is
a Ravens.
This is the stream of the player making their way back into the fractal. Seems like there's could be stuck on the loading screen thing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That is very, very unfortunate.
He's getting back in though.
If they kill the golem, it can maybe respawn for the unboss.
I mean, what's going down. I mean, they haven't called it as the problem. They could have called it very early in the fractal because it wasn't really that far.
We're at the beginning again.
Yeah, they don't seem to be. They do have Ventari bubble actually, but they are very, very far behind. In the meantime, SC, which is actually the Blizzard Ravens, whatever the code name is now, they are actually on the golems already at the unboss, and they're just melting through everything.
Yeah. Interesting for them not to even call it though. That's the very weird. Because it was very early on the fractal, they had no problem maybe resetting, would have been fine, but now it's too late at this point. It's already continued.
They somehow make the golem walk over so they can cleave all three of them at once. Not seen that before.
Big damage. Unfortunately, the other team did have a disconnection. Also struggled at the beginning a little bit, because I keep struggling on the champions right now.
Yeah. Can someone tell them
Unfortunate.
Blizzard Ravens has cleared? I'm going to roll the next fractal.
Yeah, Blizzard Raven takes game 1. Big damage, big cleave, big pulling outs together.
I'm getting word that Mystic WAFFLE had a bugged instance, which was why the person got stuck in a loading screen when he tried to go in and had to relog. Getting asked to let them redo their uncat time after, perhaps. I'm not sure if that's a viable option at this point, but it does feel bad for them to get screwed by that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, teams need to call as well, so that they can, you know, if they experience any problem, they need to be able to call it.
Oh, I like what Mr. Waffle is doing here with the hollow leap. So the super speed makes it so that it doesn't matter to you in combat, because super speed will still make you go as fast as possible.
Very, very nice.
Both teams actually reached the first boss at the same time. This is good.
Yeah, fairly even right
Blizzard
now.
Ravens, yeah. Blizzard Ravens opted for more of a stealth strat, so they had the Scrapper provide stealth and super speed. They killed the boss a little faster, but it's still very close.
Blizzard Ravens do actually have a portal to go into the next boss. And here they go. The Hollow still running the super speed trait. Very, very nice and speedy for this entire group. They have actually, yeah, that's a Condi warrior as well.
I actually got debated by exactly what you said earlier. The timers are the offsets are very different. So even though it looks like they're even, the Blizzard Ravens are ahead by quite a bit.
Yeah, the Blizzard Ravens are actually ahead by quite a lot, because yeah, like the top left timer, guys, is actually very relevant here. Like the stream delay is not shown, but it is accounted for in the actual time in the top left. So keep that in mind. Where exactly is POV streamer that we see? Where did he die? I'm not sure where he is right now.
You got closer to the wall so that when he gets revived, he can.
Doesn't he have a loading screen?
Jumping puzzle earlier. No, I think he's just closer to the
Oh,
wall.
I think he's. Oh, there
Big
you go.
portal.
Yeah.
Like pre-ran a little bit.
There's a Ravens on the first boss. Do they actually have a portal placed down?
I see someone on the mini map, so I think so. Yeah, instant.
Actually managed to. And I mean, they're gonna have to get into the next part here, and this is maybe a potential. Could be sometimes in the show. I see a lot struggle here because it's just full on AoE coming from this boss here. But once they clear this, should be fine. Of course, not kind of skip the dialogue really, but there's actually a bug known for this fractal. For some reason, female characters can move after you GG, after the first dialogue. Weird.
Yeah, but honestly, while we're talking about this level of gameplay in PvE, every single PvE player at this level is going to be playing a human female, so that doesn't really matter that much. They have the advantage there.
They're all together, huh?
Human female is the best race in the game, of course.
You can see Mystic Waffle, the POV. The Hollow actually got one shot by the mechanic there because he wasn't sticking together with his team, and he had to get rezzed.
Oh dear.
A little slow here, and of course Blizzard Ravens already through Amala and managing to get through almost the wrong POV actually.
Something interesting here on this fractal, when she makes all these clones, the way you can find the real one immediately, what you can see Skinny do right there, is you can click on the Amala's health bar in the top right in your interface, and it'll target the real one. And then you can call target on her for your teammates, so everyone can hit the real one and not waste time.
Very, very nice.
Good job.
Click on UI elements. You can also do that on bosses like Zera. If you get ported to an island, you can click on the helper in the top right, and it will target her, even if she's like slightly out of range or there's walls in between.
Over here, they're actually just about done with the first phase.
Ooh.
Well,
And Moa.
the Mystic Waffles at least. Oh, the Moa did come through here. Actually clearing in to get into next phase here in Amala. And good thing about this is if somehow something happens, they can just continue from what last phase they died to. Which is one good thing about this here.
Ooh, Blizzard Raven's running all over the place when he's actually spawned. A little bit of panic, I see.
Not boon shipping. Sure. It looks like it's no pain, no gain. I think, yeah. The Blizzard Ravens are not stripping the prot, which is making them phase the boss a bit more slowly. You can see though they're optimizing the split phases. They're porting at the boss and then porting back, so they can hit the boss, get back to hitting the boss faster after each split. It's a small optimization, but it makes a difference when you're running at the fastest speed possible. Oh, you can see Skinny actually go down here. They might rest him.
Ooh. They might actually just leave him be as a punishment.
From the they left him and did the split, and then he gets rest automatically.
Mystic Waffles are they're actually further behind than it seems again because of the timer and because of the stream delay. Very nice pull from Blizzard Ravens. I'm just gonna call them SC from now on, like this.
SC?
Yeah, it's just confusing me a lot. I'm just gonna use the actual name.
Well, they are actually almost steadier. 10%. It should not be much of a problem. A little unfortunate for Mystic Waffle actually doing very well on this fractal, as opposed to the other one. Of course, it was a DC on the other one. We'll have to ask, do they maybe wanna replay that? Well, of course, they oddly enough didn't call it when it happened. They didn't call the DC in anything.
Yeah, hard to.
Oh, nice. Skinny's actually calling me out.
Pause.
Mellow trash talking pause champ.
I see.
Oh no, the hollow's overheated, and there's no more bell to undo that, so he's just stuck out of Forge for a long time.
Please call them BR, no SC. Ah, fine. I'll call them BR.
BR.
BR go brr on this fractal.
Yeah, they do take the win. Nice portal strats between every single phase. When you have so much damage, doing portals is actually a little bit easier as well. Because instead of just portaling one way, you can actually just open portals sooner, for example, on bosses like this, in this case. And just portal back and forth. So that makes it a lot faster and easier to coordinate as well, because you need less portals.
The timers start and both teams just about ready to go, and there you go, they are off. Let's hope they can get through this. I don't think anyone from the last game who played in Aetherblade, did they even go through the bombs? I think they both made a smooth run here. Both teams actually chose to go through the bombs here in this case. They had a portal strategy in the last game.
Yeah, they actually stacked stealth, which prevents the bombs from seeing you and going off, so they can just swim straight through them. Probably required with social awkwardness.
I would have to. You just randomly push your mate into a bomb, which is unfortunate.
Teams get the consoles quickly before the laser spawn. Very good. Oh, MEDIOCRE at best actually has the reset.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened there. It's going to be a slowdown.
A little bit of a slowdown, which fortunately this fractal, everything else is pretty quick except for the ad phase before the boss itself. That's really what slows a lot of people down. And Funny is already there. Massive skip actually. And I believe they're actually waiting for their members.
Oric actually kills the Fireband with his one shot. Okay. Or was that the Skyhammer? I think that was the Skyhammer.
That was
actually. He just tanks the Skyhammer and
yeah.
just gets one shot. He's taking the elite mantra, the fab mantra though, to help provide a little bit more stability, so his teammates don't get dazed by the AoE fields. Or if they do get dazed, he can always stun break them out of it.
We're almost cleared up here, actually. And able to get into the final boss, and that's really all it is. This is the longest phase of this fractal.
Looks like mediocre at best is doing a kill all dungeon right here. They've killed every ad in the lower floor of the first room. The console finally gets done. I think they mess up the skip twice, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate here. They're far behind at this point. And the first round looks like will it go too cute and funny, as already at the final boss here. Or let's just need to DPS here. Yeah,
oh, they're struggling on the consoles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're at the consoles, whenever you activate the console, it applies immobilize to you for like 3 to 5 seconds. But you're still able to cast skills, right? So any Condi cleanse that you can cast is really good. So you can activate a button and then keep going. It looks like they are not taking advantage of that here on mediocre at best. They're just waiting out the immob, which is rough. You can also give yourself resistance, which makes non-damaging conditions ineffective on you, which would make the immob do nothing. Okay, and Cute and Funny have a downstate on the last boss, but it looks like they're finished.
It's done. Good. Should be the XP buff there, and they are done.
Yep, there it is. 310. Pretty fast. And mediocre at best are just now getting through the time gate room with the ads.
Yeah, they are.
So it's probably time to call it.
Yeah, definitely call it. I actually mentioned it in the HS competitive guild. I don't know if they're paying attention, but someone's actually telling them.
Could probably roll the next map now, actually. Right?
Yeah, we'll re-roll the next map. Well, we'll see how they handle that.
Technically, the heat room person should be done first, because the other two, they have to, the buttons takes a while, and the doors takes a decent amount of time, because you actually have to kill 2 portals and 2 doors. And I'll mention something about the doors once we see it here. But the heat room thing, there's no combat, right? So you can get through it much more quickly. So the heat room person can go help with the slime.
They're actually off here, and Team Joker at best is slightly trailing behind, actually. They managed to
Cute and Funny immediately port onto the first boss to spawn the event. They actually full GG to reset all their cooldowns. That's very big.
Yeah, the port game was really fast.
Yes. Oh, and we have a thief soloing the buttons here.
This is actually interesting because we also have multiple POVs here. So we actually get to see here the Necro going in, actually going to clear the doors here. 2-man over there. The thief, like you said, going to solo the buttons as they speed through on this side. Actually very fast of him.
Oh, he's so quick.
They actually can compare both teams here. Oh, and MEDIOCRE best. They're not finding too much of a problem, but actually goes down at the buttons here. Now has to wait.
Oh, that's a ton loss. He's gonna have to self-res here.
They're already at the slime, actually.
Cute and Funny are at the slime. They actually have quite a few people here. They're all gonna burst it together. Oh, I wonder if teams are gonna get some bad RNG and have the slime insta block. You can't hit the slime when he does that. Every time you hit him, it'll give him a stack up to 20. And if you stack 20 stacks, he just insta kills you, basically.
Yeah, we try to reduce as much RNG as we can, which is why some of the fractals were obviously not here, such as like Aquatic, for example. And I honestly
Cute and Funny might wipe to the final boss here. They have 3 down states.
Yeah, not looking good for them. Kind of wondering why didn't they just stack up and call their action key.
Yeah, no. So you can see the attack the boss is doing at sub 50%. That big projectile thing. When he does that, he starts doing that at 50%, right? So you want a reflect or projectile destruction to not take damage from that. So the Firebrand should probably have used the Tome 3 there, or a wall or something, but they didn't, and they had 3 down states.
Yeah, well, they do
But
win the
anyway,
second round and advance.
Yep, 246 out of nowhere. It's quite fast. It's quite fast. Despite the slight monkey business on the last boss, they still were very efficient overall. It's actually a time that I'd be proud of.
There you go. They win both games here, 2-0.
Oh no, wait. I think MEDIOCRE at best got the blocking slime. Yeah, they just wiped to it.
That's unfortunate. I am actually setting up for the next game now. I'm trying to get these speed runs done. We got Stuck in the Mist Step Bro versus Diggin' in the Mist DP. Ooh.
Damn.
Actually, I have quite the streamers lined up there. Almost the entire team. 3 streamers.
Let me get the streams up here. Stuck in the Mist Step Bro. I don't recognize these names, so maybe some fresh talent on the scene. I'd be really excited to see that. And Digging in the Mists.
And then we got Steppin' in the Mist. Sorry, Diggin' in the Mist. DP, there we go.
You rolled the map yet?
Just setting their streams. And yeah, let's roll the map.
Every ad that you kill will break will give you 1 charge of the seal breaker skill on the hammer. And so a strategy that you can do is to only kill 1 ad at a time when you're trying to break the seals. So let's see if people do that. Oh, the Mesmer is pre-running for Stuck in the Mists. I like it.
I actually managed to get the pour up successfully.
Oh, they poured the hammer too. That's so good. Yeah, of course. Oh, and he's gonna actually pre-run this part as well. So they're actually having the Mesmer do the skip instead of the Thief, which is quite good. You can see he has Mimic and Blink, so he's gonna be able to blink twice. And because like this ramp part that he's about to do, because all of these ramps are connected, he can actually blink twice and just instantly skips the whole thing. His whole team is GG'd, you can see, right? And he's giving himself swiftness and super speed to make this run. That's so fast.
Immediately got into the next phase quickly.
Yeah, the Digging in the Mist is still is waiting for their player to complete the run. They have their Thief doing it.
Actually,
and they stealth. Okay. They're actually focus pulling them and killing everything.
I mean, no, they get the charge quickly up as well, and
yeah. Oh no, they're not. They're actually doing exactly what I said. I think they're trying to stagger the ad deaths so that the person with the hammer can get multiple charges. For the yeah, you can see they're very carefully trying to kill one at a time.
Yeah,
the seal is going to be almost entirely broken.
The Besma running up quickly for the final phases here.
He's gonna port the hammer up as well here. Here, technically, you can GG and put the hammer. Oh, and they have their Thief
pre-running as well here to port because you don't need all 5 people to kill this one ad. So the thief is going to port them with the white mantle. Oh, and the thief here actually can give a second portal with the shadow portal. So you can just you technically only need 1 portal or 2 portals rather for this part, but the thief can optionally bring a third just to ensure that if any mishaps happen with the hammer.
Digging in the Mist actually just finally reaching final phase of the hammer here. But over here it's Stuck in the Mist actually almost done and ready to go. I mean, the only problem with the final boss is the stun, which is annoying, but at that point it should be more or less easy gaming for them here, and they are already there running up. Oh, that was actually insane from the Mesmer, actually carrying that team with that strategy. I mean, very well thought out from them to do it this way. I didn't actually expect that.
Imagine the guard. So the way they did this skip here is the guard targets that you can see Stuck in the Mist. They had an ad targeted. The guard probably targeted the ad, and if you stand underneath at a specific location, you can use Judge's Intervention, which will port you to that ad, and then you can open your portal and port your team up. Revenant can also do it with phase traversal on Shiro. You can see here though that the firebrand goes downstate, probably due to lack of healing.
I managed to get back up. It's not a problem. Unfortunately, they are just now about running into the final part, and a little bit too late. But Stuck in the Mist, both teams actually doing very well. I think just Stuck in the Mist had a much better strategy. It saved them was like 20 seconds of the time. Being able, like you said, to stack the ads up to each other and making sure they pay attention to which one they kill to keep charging up the hammer quickly. That was really well done from them.
Staff Mirage here, which is interesting. They already have a Renegade for Alacrity, so I'm curious about this choice. I wonder what the motivation behind this is. Because imagine something like Power Chrono or something would be good. Like, you could even go STM Chrono here and have your Firebrand just go DH just for the big burst damage, right? So I'm curious about the Mesmer, the Mirage, Staff Mirage choice.
Actually, clear it, yeah. 4 minutes, 25 seconds here, so it looks like, yeah, Digging in the Mist will be, what is it, about a minute late?
Yeah.
Maybe slightly more, actually, about maybe a minute and a half.
No, about a minute.
About a minute, right? Yeah.
About a minute. I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah, we can roll the next.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we could just finish watching them. Let's see
if really easy.
Yeah.
If it was a case of like they just got to the boss, we could.
Yeah. That almost lands.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so the Archfinder, this last boss, is actually a very interesting mechanic. So he has 2 different break bars, right? He has one that's like a very fast break bar, which if you don't break, it just goes away. And then like a much slower one that you can break, that you have more time to break. It's a very big DPS increase to break all of them, right? Because especially like Condi's and Power both get a lot of benefit from it. Condi's tick for 100% extra damage now on underexposed, and Power gets a nice 30 or 40% buff as well. So yeah, if you can manage to break the fast break bar, you get a much faster kill on that boss. So curious to see who does the run and when they leave on both sides. Imagine you'd want to send someone very mobile, right? So they have a thief on Digging in the Mist, and the thief probably can do the run very quickly.
And there we go. As you see, they start the fractal and they're off as well. We'll see if they have someone actually do that, like you said, the skip here, be able to pre-run it in advance.
Very nice pulls from both teams here, actually. What is this portal? Oh, they're porting to the next spawn. Wow, that's advanced.
Yeah, that's very good of them. And yeah, as you can see from Digging in the Mist, one of their team members, I can't remember who did that, but one of their team members already going for the path to clear it.
Thief is probably a good class to send because it doesn't offer as much cleave as the others.
A little slow on the cleave here though for them. Should be able to.
Yeah, but you can see that Stuck in the Mist, they've already finished killing everything they need to kill. So
Yeah.
I think their runner left later, and oh yeah, they're already on the next event.
We can't
They
use.
actually choose the port instead of GG, interestingly enough.
I'm actually gonna. Again, you gotta wait for some of these ads to get through. As you can see, already getting things ready for the final boss phase to spawn there.
Oh yeah, you have that the Renegade swap the Herald to pre-run the skip.
Yep.
Actually, oh, he's actually porting his team so that instead of waiting for everyone else to do the skip as well, he can just port them.
That's actually very good.
Looks like Digging in the Mist is about to fight this boss. Stuck in the Mist is a little bit ahead though.
I mean, I would say, if as long as there's no problems and there shouldn't be at this point of the fight, they should be okay to go. A little bit of a struggle there, but actually managed to res one of their teammates.
When the warrior goes down, he just face tank the. I'm not sure what that ability is, but it's like the Ellie skill on Earth, the Dagger 5, the fucking huge the earthquake or eruption. No, eruption is staff too. What's it called?
Ooh,
Curious
okay.
now.
They actually. Oh no, they're good. They're okay. Okay, they're gonna run it now, and Stuck in the Mist ready to get fighting for that boss. Actually, not bad. Whereas here, Digging in the Mist still waiting. As you can see, they immediately get in. So they should be okay. There are very few things here to get wrong at this boss, right? I mean, if you struggle with the ads, that's more or less the only thing that would come down to with this boss, not being able to clear them quick enough.
You can see actually that the Stuck in the Mist are running a Condi comp here. The Warriors playing Condi Berserker.
It actually allows them
Scourge.
to, not having to stay. I mean, you want to stay as close as possible to the boss, but running the Condi comp here will give them a bit more leeway around here. Which they're okay doing well with the ads actually. They're okay. They're actually going to clear this. As you can see, Diggin is finally here as well. It's not going to be enough. It's just two very good teams. One with just such a slightly better strategy that's just doing them a lot of favors.
You can see the Firebrand in Digging in the Mist just use the reflect bubble so that the slublings which shoot immobilizing projectiles at you, they wouldn't tank those. Like he's immobilized in the fire right now, and he's actually really low, but he lives. He got his Mistlock popped, but he lived.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I spoke too soon.
I don't know why it took a while for their thing to pop. Okay, they managed to mention like about 352, 53 for their thing to.
Very close though. Like it, yeah. Digging the Mist is only gonna be behind by about 20 seconds.
Yeah, very good try. I think we could see Digging in the Mist stepping up to be in the next fight. I think they are very good in the lower bracket to advance. They did very well here. I think based on the way they play compared to the other teams, I think they should be able to clear lower bracket. Just making a prediction for the next time.
I think they have a very good chance of getting all the way through the lower bracket. Yep, that was a very good showing. Was that the second map?
That was already the second map.
Right, Cliffside and Volcanic. Yep, 2 new fractals for us. All right, so we're done with the upper bracket now.
We are actually done. So we should be able to move towards lower bracket if the other teams are ready.